The Haunted Chronicles of Newsham Park Hospital. My name is Kevin, and this story is one I never thought I'd share. I used to be a skeptic, someone who laughed in the face of ghost stories and dismissed the supernatural as mere superstition. But that was before I visited Newsham Park Hospital in Liverpool, a place that changed my life forever. It all started on a cold, foggy evening. I had recently moved to Liverpool for work and had heard rumors about the infamous Newsham Park Hospital. I decided to put my skepticism to the test and join a ghost hunting event at the hospital. Little did I know, this would be the beginning of a nightmare. Newsham Park Hospital, originally an orphanage, had a haunting history. The Victorian building's dark past echoed through its empty halls. As we entered the abandoned hospital, I couldn't shake the feeling of being watched. The air was thick with a sense of dread, and the sound of our footsteps seemed to reverberate endlessly. Our group was led by Lisa, a seasoned ghost hunter. She was passionate about uncovering the truth behind the hospital's eerie reputation. As we ventured deeper into the building, Lisa shared stories of screams heard in the dead of night and apparitions seen by nurses when the hospital was still operational. As we reached the hospital's old psychiatric ward, something strange happened. A cold breeze swept through the room and I felt a chill run down my spine. Suddenly, a soft whisper filled the air, calling my name. Kevin. Kevin. The voice was faint but unmistakable. I looked around, but there was no one there. Lisa noticed my discomfort and asked if I was okay. I shrugged it off, trying to maintain my composure, but deep down I knew something was terribly wrong. Our exploration continued, and we eventually found ourselves in a dimly lit corridor. Wheelchairs lined the walls and bars covered the windows. The atmosphere was suffocating. As we walked, I heard the faint sound of children laughing. It was unsettling, to say the least. We reached a room that once served as a children's play area. The room was filled with old toys and broken furniture. Suddenly, I saw a small figure standing in the corner. It was a child, no older than 7, with hollow eyes and a ghostly pallor. The child's presence sent shivers down my spine. I tried to speak, but my voice caught in my throat. The child stared at me, unblinking, before vanishing into thin air. I later learned that there had never been a children's ward at the hospital. The spirits of the children who had died when the building was still an orphanage were said to be trapped there, playing in the shadows. The more time I spent at Newsham Park Hospital, the more the line between reality and nightmare blurred. My skepticism was shattered, and I began to question everything I once believed. Lisa and I grew closer as we delved deeper into the hospital's mysteries, our bonds strengthened by our shared experiences. One night, as we explored the hospital's basement, we encountered something truly terrifying. The air was thick with an oppressive energy, and the walls seemed to close in around us. Suddenly, a figure emerged from the darkness, a nurse with hollow eyes and a twisted smile. The nurse's ghostly presence filled the room, and I felt a wave of panic wash over me. Lisa tried to communicate with the spirit, but it was clear that we were not welcome. The nurse's spirit lashed out, sending us running for our lives. As our investigations continued, I began to piece together the hospital's dark history. The spirits we encountered were not just restless souls, but echoes of the pain and suffering that had taken place within those walls. The hospital's past was filled with tragedy, and the spirits were trapped in a never-ending cycle of torment. One night, as Lisa and I were reviewing our findings, we discovered an old diary hidden in the hospital's archives. The diary belonged to a nurse named Emily, who had worked at the hospital during its darkest days. Her entries revealed the horrors she had witnessed and the guilt she carried for not being able to save the children. Emily's final entry was particularly chilling. She wrote about a ritual she had performed in a desperate attempt to free the spirits trapped within the hospital. But something had gone wrong, and instead of freeing them, she had bound them to the building for eternity. With this newfound knowledge, Lisa and I realized we had to break the cycle. We decided to perform the ritual once more, hoping to succeed where Emily had failed. As we prepared for the ritual, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were being watched. The night of the ritual was filled with tension. The hospital's halls seemed to pulse with a malevolent energy, and I could hear the whispers of the spirits growing louder. As we began the ritual, the air grew colder, and the shadows seemed to close in around us. Just as we were about to complete the ritual, the spirits attacked. It was as if they were trying to stop us from freeing them, but we pressed on, determined to end their suffering. With a final incantation, the air grew still, and the oppressive energy lifted. The spirits' whispers faded, and a sense of peace washed over the hospital. We had done it. We had freed the trapped souls. As we left Newsham Park Hospital, I couldn't help but feel a sense of relief. The experience had changed me in ways I couldn't fully understand. My skepticism had been replaced with a newfound respect for the unknown, and my bond with Lisa had deepened. Newsham Park Hospital would always be a place of darkness, but we had brought a small glimmer of light to its haunted halls. And as for me, I would never forget the night I faced my fears and discovered the true power of the human spirit.